Give some punishments have been used for leaders actually. Outdoor non-colored one were used in indoor. Traditional female statue is really like a really living statue. Is like a living weapons. I feel like they're gonna fight with me. Being this one is really exciting to see that. Look at this. The lips of this current time actually I think can be seen in that area. There's another, you can see something, especially I think this is traditional things Sri Lanka. What this really is, but I don't know how to say that. Yes, of course I think we need to go. So these are real like countries actually. As it goes a lot of this might be found in Mali. Yes, of course, as things being found actually, everything of this thing. What's that mean? Metal currency, shells, spread metal jewelry currency. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Especially, I think Africa has money. Actually, I think they don't have money, but this one, especially Morocco came from Ethiopia in a defensive weapon, but also decorate the real African traditional. Really interesting to have this kind of a lot of birds that can be seen here. Let's see what animal skin. Yeah, especially I think this has been used for dancing at various ceremonies by them. I think this kind of thing are the main magician. This is Mitlo. No, actually this also been it's from traveling vehicle used in some different kinds. So really good. Look at that. I think. Object actually I think this object definitely it is stable, very uncommon. I also seen this kind of protect thing, especially I think it make it so feel so different. I think with this fossil, but I don't know where it is actually. What's this risk? It's really related, but there is no any. Yeah, I think this is representing. I think go to another place. I think. I think I'm stay a little bit. Hopefully, I think it's not so much, but look forward to get as much actual. I think there are not much people actually in this area, obviously in Africa. It's nice and smell here actually. I really like this. Yeah? Oh, that is very good. There are a lot of jewelry things can be seen here. It's good to see. These are real African statues. I think a bit. Wow, that's exciting to see that these little people was used for ritual purpose as protection critics. This were some especially. That's the details of this statue. I don't know how this statue was brought into Korea. Especially I think this might be using for doing some punishments for some people too, especially I think that especially they might be thinking this statue has some spiritual powers, and then we don't think there are a lot of some especially in Africa that people believe in a lot of unseen power. Yes, of course, that is not the example for that. This is especially women, might be the pregnant women, according to me, but I don't know how that, especially look at that age, because somewhere, look at that, the breast is a lot of weird, it's too much. It's some traditional grandfather statue of Africa. Let's find out a lot of things, but I don't know how to relate these things. You can see some statues that have been used for leaders actually. So yeah, I think you can get some idea by reading this one. It has the three language, I think China, Korea, and English. With the called chief jazz, actually I think chief jazz has said actually this is leaders jazz. As colors the outdoor non-colored one were used in indoor. This one has been used in outdoor indoor. That's what it has got some drawing. But this one, and this one had been used in outside. Okay, you can see how there's been a little bit decayed just only talking about it's still very good to go for a long time. These are being received here very interestingly. Observed here. Okay. But you can see some, especially this one, look at the opposite statue. Especially this statues, you can see that. This one is really good. Let's go. It's good to see. There's some traditional female statue. Africa. It's good to see that. You can hear the background music making it be ambient Africa. The marionette. What is this one? It's good to see that all the time. I think plenty of items being added to this statue. Let's see what the real idea of this one. The shape of object reminds us small bumps tree, but that's what I say. Especially this is being used for saying us about growing that generation. This is the main man, I think, in the middle, and others are the branches. You can see basically, I think this statue definitely relates us about growing of African generation, especially this is how it's been generation, just like a tree branch. It's good to know about that. Let's get more some inside much more. This is another. It is a very good. It's really like a really living traditional African all living. This is really good to see that. I think you should come here to visit this one. I think it's always, I think every part of this statue, it's not like a statue, it's like a living woman. Look at that, I think feel like it's cute, but I don't know any chance you had enter or touch these things especially, although you have in the world to get some footage. Okay, let's see another one. That's good to see one. This thing special little like this is the how we sit here, but that angle they might be. This is the really fighting nations with some traditional weapons. I feel like they're gonna fight with me. Being in front of them, it has got some, you know, it's got some special traditional hunting instrument. Especially, I think they definitely you can see some naked traditional African. Even I don't know how to do that. This one is really exciting to see that. Look at this, the lips of this man. You know, still we can see it's pretty few visit to the Africa and in the current time. Actually, I think in this current. I think this kind of people can be seen in that area in their tributes. Yes, but still you can see this kind of thing with living people in Africa. There's another statue and also some real picture of African nation. It's good to see that. These are really strong. No, it's actually I don't know about that. Personally, there's another statue of African young women. I think they are doing some crafting on the wall when they build some traditional house in their area. As you can see, some traditional broom and some, especially I think these are traditional things that might be using for thrashing something. You know, as a Sri Lankan, what this really is, but I don't know how to say that in English. The most recognized, especially you can see the wood mask in additional to the clay woods, various personal objects, ranging jewelries to wooden stools are created to honor the spirit. That's what I think it's I've been saying. I think this kind of thing they had been doing, especially for giving some respect for their I think the people who had to live them. Actually, I think honest to the spirit of their some they are all people. They are the people who gotta get away from dying. That's what I think. It's nice arrangement here, I must say about that. Let's see one. Yes, of course, I think we need to go some. These are real, actually. I think made in Africa. I think the Korea is really lucky to bring this item to their country, actually. As it goes a lot of cultural valuations for this one. It's still some special. I think this might be found in Mali. Yes, of course, I think it's an area and all things, especially where these things being found, actually everything of these things being related in here. I think you can understand very clearly. Some metal currency here. It's something interesting to see that. What's that mean? Metal currency, shells, bread, metal, jewelry, clothes, weapons, tools, even sword being used as currency. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Especially, I think these things had been used in Africa as money. Actually, I think they don't have money, but they use this kind of weapons, woods, and some jewelry as money. That's what I say. Has exchange media, has exchange media, just like paying money. That's what he's saying, actually. It's good to know about that. Very good. A lot of traditional thing. Beautiful. Nice to get that. Look at this one. It's especially Morocco king sword. Sword means, you know, that sword, especially that has been used by Morocco, the one of Morocco king in past area. The much river art scene. Definitely, I can understand that. It's good to see that sword, the king sword, being installed here to see. Now some shields also can be seen after that sword. Yes, of course, I think this is especially came from Ethiopia, according to these details. The after shield is not only in a defensive weapon but also decorative ritual object. It is symbolical meaning. Actually, this has been not used for only some weapons, especially I think it has been, but also it had been used as some decorations thing. So good to see. Yes, it's especially real African traditional cloth. That's nice to see all the time. Look at that, beautiful. It's always like going to see that. Really interesting to have this kind of thing, especially this is a low body part thing. This is a I think top body part that has been created with a lot of you know, the feather of the birds. A lot of birds feather can be seen here. Let's see what's happened. Bozonga ceremonial cloth, skin cloth, animal skin. Yeah, especially I think this has been created using animal skin. There's too much things, especially here, being used here to make this cloth. Especially the traditionally mostly farming, hunting. I think this has been used. They going for harvesting and especially hunting. According to these details, it's good to see that skin were used for dancing at various ceremonies by the magician. You know, magicians, especially. I think they. Yes, of course. I think you know you already have watched some dancing festival, and especially done like you know, traditional religious, and that's the main magicians. I think this kind of thing. I think main magician had won actually this kind of thing. I think to give great traditional thing. Let's get. Here's the special, I think, some dragon, the metal. I think this is metal. No, actually, this also been made with wood. Bambara dragon, as I said. I think it's not a ceremony item, and you can see it's but just like some traveling. It's through a traveling vehicle actually. That's a ceremony container. That's especially I think you can see this kind of things being used in some different kinds of ceremony. It's good to see. It's come from Mali. There's another one here, altar table. This is a really good look at that. I think you can't get an exact idea what's the real meaning of this object. Actually, I think this object definitely it is table. Look at that, this one. I think no one can understand. This is just some tradition, some conventional table. I think this traditional table very uncommon. I also seen this kind of thing for first time in my life. That's what I'll say about that. Good to see. I think it's good to see a provincial couple represented spiritual in the case. There is especially some. It's good to see. Nice chair. Look at that. I think they got some very square shape shoulders. I think women and men. I think this not a couple. This not a couple. I think that's what I say. Okay, let's get move something. It's good to see that all time feels so good. Nimba headdress. Another one. It's coming from Ghana. The Baga people would think it's not that important. There's some. I think this has a special protect. It might be protector of pregnant women, but I think they also didn't give what's the real meaning of this statue. A little bit nervous as stake to what's the real meaning actually. So okay. Another this is number 2 of Nibbana headdress. I think important baga the arm form. That's expression. Mother of fertility 55, protector of pregnant women. It's also like it's pretty safe. Oh, look at that, this butt statue. You know, I think that's good to see that. There's a real traditional thing, especially. It's good to see that. Look at that one. I think it makes it so feel so different. I think with this kind of cool bats in Africa, women's always going to be beautiful like that. I love it. It's too much. Good to see. Some mossy marks. This might be from Burkina Faso, but I don't know where it is actually. What's this really special? I think you can see. I think this is young women. This is all women. You can see especially how they something interesting. Mass on a woman age, wisdom, experience. It's okay. It's too much things, especially to relate it, but there's no any guide who can relate to what's the thing, especially of these things. Especially we are really know about that, but just we need to understand about that. If there's some clarification, it's going to be very okay. But there's nothing like that. Ivory Coast, especially you know that area, Ivory Coast, a grand element, especially you can see Asian wildlife represented. Especially I think there are a lot of objects inside this main statue. It's good to see. I think this is representing I think wildlife of Africa. Another women statue. Then found another come from Ivory Coast. That's good to see that. That's okay. Let's go to another place. I think completed in the section round.